Well, hello for another ride. These are called Korea vlogs or bike vlogs. I think we're making the transition right now. I think I like the term Korea vlogs just because, I can't always ride the bike. It's going to very quickly get too cold to ride. So we're going to slowly call these Korea vlogs, which I think is a nicer term. I love biking and I love biking vlogs, just purely about biking. But I'm going to start working out at home, so we can, get in shape. So right now I'm doing, going to try to do 3 a week, and then very quickly I'm going to bump this up. And maybe by the beginning of the year, we could move this up to 4 times a week. The whole point is I'm trying to get in shape. So when I start riding again in March or so, I'm not totally out of shape. I'm doing pretty good. So that's kind of the plan. So we're on this trail, which is, like I said, this is, I believe, a major, major path. It's surrounded by those blue lines, which means it's a major bike path. And you see it's very well marked, it's very well painted, very well maintained, and you just never know who you're going to see on this. I've seen guys in $15,000 bikes, you know, going very, very fast. And I've seen guys on just, steel bikes from 20 years ago. Everybody using this path. So here it changes a little bit. So now it's this reddish path, still not bad. So we're going to take a right here and over this little tiny bridge, which I do sometime. Don't like to show me in the film, but you can at least see my shadow, so you know a little bit about me. I'm playing around with different views. Sometimes I raise the camera so you can't see anything about the bike. So that's an interesting view. I mean, that could be in a car or a motorcycle or anything. Sometimes I like to show just a little bit, like I'm showing now. So, just playing around, enjoying the process of making film. I've been watching other people's films, and they have a lot of quick jumps, quick edits. They show like 2 or 3 seconds of something, and then they switch. And I tend to like these longer forms. I like to just get the camera rolling, and you get what I see. So that's one style of filmmaking that I personally enjoy. I don't like the jumping cuts. I find them a little annoying when I'm actually watching the video. Like I'm just into what you're showing me, and now you're flipped away in 4 seconds or 7 seconds. But that seems to be the new trend. People's attention spans are less, so they can't just sit down and do an hour video. So I'm actually bucking the trend right now. So I don't know. Do I do it the way I want? Do you, as my audience, would you rather have a lot of quick jumps? And a lot of people spend a lot of time showing their face. They have that set up around a corner, so they get you biking through the shot. And I like those shots. Those are interesting. They take some work, but hey, my audience is worth it. If that's what I need to start doing, that's what I can start to do. Or the one arm sticking out, which I hate that shot. It looks so silly to me. But some people do that shot, and it's a way of getting your face in the shot and showing you riding. But for me, it looks dangerous for one thing. You're riding with one hand. And also, I think it looks so unnatural. Somebody walking down a path or, riding a bike, to stick your arm out. You're obviously holding something. So anyway, just my own personal preferences. That's what's fun about making movies. Do I do it by my personal preference or do I do it by what the audience may want. Hard to know. All right, let's stop and have a little bit of music. So here's a decision I have to make. I've always wanted to go across the street here. So I think I'm going to try that today. There's this interesting country road right across the street. So my spirit of adventure kicks in and I say, maybe I'll try that. So you have to wait for all these cars. Sometimes when I'm lazy and tired, they're a real blessing. I just want to break for a few seconds. But you can see this path right from that entrance. It just shows up right here. So actually, not a path, it's a road. It's a real big road. So I've always wanted to know what is this? So here we're just riding down it. Looks like a couple of fields. So they obviously grow things in this field. I'm not sure what they're growing. You've got countryish houses, but then not really. That building we're going by is very modern. This building is very modern. They're very kind of light industrialish, maybe a warehouse. So it's an interesting area, full of nature, full of fields, but a few houses, a few light industrial. It's interesting. It's not what I thought. I thought this would turn into like farms, like nothing but farms. Turning out that's not the case at all. Some fields, but not really farms at all. Wow, look at that truck I just went by. That's huge. I think that's for baled hay. I think I've seen those just filled with baled hay, but I could be wrong. So it's fun just to explore these kind of roads. So again, to the right looks like some kind of large farm collection or storage or packing or something. Very interesting. And again, to the right, these look like, I don't know, for livestock maybe or storing things. Kind of country themed though, like farm themed, storage things more than anything else. And look, there's another biker here. Always nice to see I'm not alone in my biking. So this kind of country road is not very good for being zen because you've got to really watch where you're going. Like right now, I show up and there's, a train track and now there's a road and cars to the left. And, this guy almost just turned into me, which is fine. See, because now we're getting off that kind of road and this is more, not city, but, you know, less country. This is like real buildings and, this looks like a real village kind of feel. So again, very interesting. I have no idea where I am. So it's fun just to explore. You know, there's those lights that's usually on a Buddhist temple. So I wonder if that building has something to do with Buddhism or Buddhist temple or something. Interesting. So this is not city, sort of village-like with all these, an interesting mix. We just went by a new building, but then we're surrounded by these really old buildings. So I think that all these old buildings, are just going to go. You come back in 20, 30 years and none of them will be here, which is fine. I think I've talked about this before. Yeah, it's kind of an historical area, but, in Korea, they were just starting to come in of their own, still really poor, not the greatest. Let's go up on the sidewalk here. It's always safer on the sidewalk, I think. But then is it? Somebody could just pull out in front of me. Like I've had cars just pull out in front of me, or dogs or people. Even somebody taking something out of a building and don't see me. So again, for Zen, it's not good, but for interest, it's so interesting just to roam around. And we have to wait at this light. So this could be a wait for the light. Okay, so we can go now, crossing these little streets. Bike trails are obviously better. There's none of those waiting. But sometimes the waiting's interesting. I've seen interesting people or cars sometimes. Sometimes you'll see a Ferrari go by or something interesting. So it's all good. There was interesting. I think that was a telephone booth, which again, with smartphones, they're totally going out. But every once in a while, you still see a telephone booth. And, they're still working. Like, who's using these things? But I'm pretty sure that was a telephone booth. Oh, crossing another street. At least we don't have to wait. So it's kind of an interesting little neighborhood here. So kind of a different view. You're not getting much cadence. You're not getting, uh, the same speed consistently all the time. But for interest level, gives you an idea what Korea is. I think it's still really cool to me to see the Korean letters, but it's mixed in with some English letters. I always thought that was fascinating to me. They use a different letter system. I'm still amazed by that. I know it's probably normal if you're Korean or used to Korea, but like I said, that sign back there just said imdae for rent. You know, usually says imdae mune for rent or for sale. Oh, it's just funny that, first of all, I can read that, but how not everyone uses English letters. It makes total sense to them. Look at that sign, all in Korean. I still find that. I know. It doesn't take much to get me interested. I'm kind of simple that way, but that's all right. So we're kind of checking out the lay of the land. Where should I go now? Where am I? What to do? A lot of these explorations are just like this. You just got to figure it out. But they're fun. Again, with this, so you can see a little bit of the bike. If I raised it up a little bit, you'd see more of the area. So what do you think's the better view? This is a lot more of what I see, the sort of point of view. But if I raised it up, I could see more. So I'm not sure. So these little tiny areas to fit my bike into. So it looks like a bus stop here. Oh, no, little space to fit through here. I can barely fit. Oh, and here's the bus stop here. Oh, I barely fit through that bus stop. Oh, little tiny space. Can I fit? Oh, yes, little tiny spaces. I really don't think these are meant for bikes because I can barely fit through. I'm sure it'll look like I'm going faster than I am, but still fun. Ah, we made it out of these. Oh, no, one more. Really hard to make it out of there, but it worked. So I think we want to go straight or this way. No, we're going to go this way. So look like something like a big store across the way, E-Mart, I think. So now we're at a pretty big apartment complexes. And that's what's interesting I noticed about this area. It's kind of an old area. A lot of the buildings are really, really old. Then you've got these ultra modern apartments just out of nowhere came up. In a year or two, it's just full of big apartments. Kind of amazing. So, what's it like to live in those apartments where you're, super modern, very beautiful, but then you're in this older kind of area. Some people might say it's the best of both worlds. You get the old feel of Korean, plus you get the new feeling of, you know, the modern feel. All right, I think we can finally go. So a real neighborhood here is kind of interesting. So interesting buildings to the left here, but not much for riding. So kind of interesting and kind of fun, but oh, I may have to stop here and turn around. Is there anything around this corner worth seeing? No. Let's stop here and then we can go a different route. So here we have the same road, that little tiny thing. I just went to the end and did some things, and now I'm coming back the same way. This is literally the same place and the same road. So let's stop here and listen to some music. Well, I hope you enjoyed the music. As I was driving by, I thought this place looked really interesting, and I wasn't sure what it was. Kind of this rough road leading up to it, but there's something interesting here. And I saw some flowers in front. I thought, what is this place? I thought I'd just ride by and check it out. So it's just full of flowers. So this looks like maybe a flower mart. So that's always fun, you know? So I'm just gonna explore this place for a while. What is this place like? So we're let's get off the bike a little bit, walk around. Yeah, this looks like flower marts. If I go inside, I can relax a little bit. Oh, I took off my helmet because it's kind of hot. Yes, this is inside a huge flower mart, which is really pretty and interesting. Again, I like these kind of shots where I can just get off and walk around a little bit. She's asking me if I want to buy something. So I said, can I just walk around? She seemed friendly and okay with me just looking around. There's a cute little dog there. Hey, doggy. Hello, doggy. Oh, he's smelling my shoe. Please don't pee on me. Cute dog, though. Really cute dog. A huge place. Who would think that this big a building was right here? So let's finish up our music as we enjoy this place. So, kind of an enjoyable place. Just goes on and on and on. I mean, that one shop that we went to was just huge. But then the storefronts seemed massive. Who is buying all these plants? Where are they going to? I found it to be very interesting. I like to go in and take some pictures as I normally do. I hope that's not distracting, but kind of real life though. So I'm still not sure what to do because this is what I did. I love just going around taking pictures. Oh, a few more pictures. Yeah, so again, a problem. Like I love taking pictures. So do I show that in the video or not? There I go again. But that's what's fun. I'm a photographer, kind of a videographer. Not a very good one, but I really do enjoy it. So maybe I should include like what I'm doing, show the settings of the camera, do a little bit of photography things too. Because one way to learn more is if you show people and teach. I teach what little I know, and then, we can do more. But you get a thing like this where I just want to take a whole bunch of pictures. So in future videos, I may cut this out. I may keep it. Just hard to know. Looks like I'm way off, level. Or maybe the camera's a little bit off. This camera does a wonderful job, by the way, of when it's a little off, it still makes it level, So I think that's a good example of it. When I took the picture, it looks like I was way off level. But the picture, obviously, my mind, I'm taking it perfectly level. It may be that the bike was still, and so the bike was leaning towards the right. I wasn't riding it. It was just, so what an amazing job the camera did in recording this to still make it as level as it can. Because it's not on horizon steady at all. It's just normal view. Sometimes I don't even need horizon steady. It just makes it pretty good horizon. Problem with horizon steady is you can't do it in 4K. You can do it in 2.7 or 8K. And so it's a little bit, not as good quality. So I try to keep 4K if I can. And most of the time it doesn't really matter. It fixes things that little bit. So you can see that's where I came from, right? And just this whole place was across the street. I never expected to see any of that. So it was kind of fun. So, the joy of adventure. So you go on rides like this and you start thinking about, what do I expect from life? Is this enough? So I just went to that unexpected flower market. Very beautiful flowers. Then you come along this field. It's kind of dangerous road. But what a beautiful field. Is that enough? I don't like car roads, seems a little dangerous, but this other bike's on it, so I've seen a lot of bikes on this road. It's got this strange house in the middle of all this. So what do I expect from life? Sometimes I think I expect way too much. Sometimes life is just daily things like this.
So I like going bike riding because it connects me to life. Real people working and playing and, you know, playing sport, playing baseball. You know, you get out to these country areas and they're living a different life. Sometimes I really miss nature. I live in Korea, in a place that I guess could be considered, you know, suburbs. It's not country, it's not city either. So this has been a wonderful ride.
Well, thanks for coming out with me on this ride. I enjoyed your company. Always fun just to explore. Found a flower market. We found out where this road went to, so that was pretty cool. And, you know, we found this area that was like a village area, probably from 70s. Very interesting. Little country, little city. It's been fun.